Hey everyone, welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. I am so happy to be back with you guys this week, and we have some exciting news. We just went live with all of our DIY paints, so visit unicorndustdesigns.com right now to get the colors that you have been waiting for. Thank you all so much for the encouragement and support and all of the recent prayers. My family and I very much appreciate it. But you know what? This video is about DIYs, so let's hop right into it.
All right, you guys, I just had to show you how many colors I have never tried from DIY. When I went to go order paints, I was shook with how much I did not know that they had that I absolutely needed in my life. So you bet your booty, I bought some for the website and some for me. We are going to dip in first with this mint and chip. This silver platter was on my website, but it did not sell. So what are we doing? We are upcycling it. I am going to do one coat on the front and the back, just some messy coat. And if you're new to my channel, I am not a brushstroke fan. It's not my jam. So you can see right here, like how the brush strokes look versus stippling. So I like to stipple my paint on, that way I get a flatter, smoother paint finish to my items. Now, like I said, if you love texture and stuff, then brush strokes are your way to go, but not for me. I like this smoothness. So I do it to the front and I do it to the back. After we're done with that, we are going to grab the new paint inlays from IOD. This is going to be the most perfect packet. I lied. We are going to wet distress first. So we're wet distressing around our dish here. I'm just using a baby wipe and it brings out the most beautiful, brightest silver ever. It is so pretty how it pops. Now we are grabbing these paint inlays. And for those of you that are new to IOD or that have been wanting to try paint inlays, this is going to be the perfect booklet for you because it comes with so many small images in it. There are some big. I'm going to go through the book really quickly, but so you can see there's like a bigger one, and then we go back, there's some medium size, and there's some small ones as well. So for learning experience, this is going to be the booklet for you. I decided to go with this ornate scissors with the like text on it. I thought it was so gorgeous. It caught my eye. I am going to clear this with Big Top by DIY. This is going to be almost like a polyacrylic. Like that's what I'm going to compare it to. It is a top coat. It's used for furniture, whatever you want. And I'm going to do the front and the back. Now I'm only going to put it in the middle of our dish, lay our paint inlay on top, spritz it with water, and then I'm going to kind of push it down into that big top that we just brushed on. You want to make sure that it is in that paint so that it infuses together. So you can see that's why I'm spending a lot of time pressing that in. While that is drying, I'm going to clear the back. Now, once it was almost dry, not all the way dry, almost dry, I spritzed it with water again, let it set for a little bit, and pulled it back, and look at how gorgeous that paint inlay is. And the details in these scissors are gorgeous. Now, learn from me, I immediately put my big top right on over this paint inlay without waiting for it to dry, and it did smear a little bit on the lettering and the scissors, but not like a whole lot where it's going to be too much of a concern, but definitely wait a couple hours before you apply your clear coat if you are brushing it on. This turned out so gorgeous. I could see this if you're a hairdresser, putting it in your salon for your clients to put like their keys and phone and stuff in. It's just a different take on something that, nobody wanted to buy. So we upcycled it. And this right here is going to be the true color, right? There is what it actually looks like. All right, you guys. This one is a wall pocket, and seriously, you can never go wrong with wall pockets, especially if they have the embossed details on them. I am using Queen Bee. You guys have seen me dip into this quite a few times, and I'm finding that I love it. I've told you guys before, I see it as like a 70s yellow. Like this was in that 70s show all over the place for sure. I'm going to do the front, the back, the sides. I also do the inside of the wall pocket since it was like wide enough for me to get down in there. And after I'm done doing that, we are going to go and get into our clear DIY wax. There's no wrong or right way to put this on. You can buff it on in circular motions, do back and, side to side, or you can put it on with a cloth as well. I prefer just buffing it in circular motions. I do wipe the excess of that wax off just so it does not take forever to cure. I'm going to do the inside as much as I can, and then I'm also going to boof it on the front of our wall pocket. After that is done, while the clear is still wet, I am taking the black DIY wax and I'm putting that all over my wall pocket in the front and then the back, like where you can see right now, the back of it. And then I am going to wipe that back. Now, I was pressing a tad bit too hard when I was buffing that wax out. So some of my queen bee came off and showed the original cream color, which I actually didn't mind because I do want this to look aged and kind of decrepit once it is all finished. So I just went with it. There is definitely a difference in the black wax and the dark wax for sure. This definitely looks very deep and dark. I know that sounds weird, and the dark wax is more of a brown antiqued finish, I guess is how I'm going to describe it. So once that is done, I just did not think that there was enough. And I'm all about playing around with these DIY colors and items. And I've never used the Shipwrecked, which is a teal wax that we carry. So I decided to stipple this on in random spots, but I made sure to feather it out. You can go hard like you see me doing right here where it's really bright, but I wanted it to blend in with that black wax a little bit more. You guys are going to see me pull this wax out a lot because we are going to have some fun with it, and it is available on the website as well. So once I was done with that, I just stuck some flowers in the wall pocket, and I personally love how it came out. I was a bit iffy on it when it was just the queen bee and the black wax, but with that addition of that teal wax, it really looks like it was sitting outside and it's starting to kind of like crumble on those pieces that have the teal on it. Let me know what you think about this piece in the wax.
I hope you guys are enjoying the DIYs so far. Today, I just wanted to work on random thrift flips that I've collected along the way and that I've been like itching to get to, but haven't had the time. So I am just having fun with it. There's no theme or anything to today's video. We are just having fun with paint and thrift flips, which are some of my favorite, and I know that there's some of yours. So I hope you guys are enjoying the video, and y'all know the drill. If you're digging me, if you're digging the DIYs, if you are digging this video, did I already say that? I don't know. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. I have all my links located in my description box. We have the paint, which just went live today, unicorndustdesigns.com. I also resell thrifted items as well as any of the upcycles that I do. I usually list on my website if I'm not keeping them myself. So definitely head over there and check that out. I'm so excited to be back, you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of this video, and let's keep going.
I thrifted these cuties and they were $1.99 for 2 of them. And we're going to have fun with different colors I've never tried before. So this one is Marquee, and it is a beautiful red color. Now, keep in mind, when you purchase DIY paints, how they look in the container isn't how they're going to dry down. So they always dry down because they are clay-based to be a lot lighter. This was something that when I first started using the paint, I was like, wait, this does not look anything like what's in the container. So I am going to paint this front, back, and sides. And I did have to do 2 coats just because I could see that like the brush I was using was causing streaks. So I could see some of that teal in the background, which I did not want. Now I'm going to show you how this looks dried down versus wet. So you can see how much darker it is when it's wet and then how it dries down. Now, usually I'm a matte girl. I like my DIY paints matte. That's why I usually wax them for my finishing touch instead of clearing them with Big Top or some other clear coat. But if you do like that darker red color, what you're gonna do is you're gonna add Big Top to the top of this. This is gonna darken up your color and it is gonna look more like that original color that you saw when the paint was wet. So keep that in mind if you see a color and you're like, oh my gosh, it looks so pretty, and then it dries down and you're like, that's not the color I was going for. All you got to do is put that clear coat on. So I am going to clear this one, and do not, that's why they say pour your clear into another like bowl, because this brush was getting red all over it and that would contaminate my Big Top container. So I definitely need to get some like maybe silicone bowls or something. I don't know. What do you guys use? Now I'm going to take some transfers. I think this is from the Willow booklets from IOD. All of my IOD links are in the description box for you. And I am going to take my image. We are going to put the image down. Now, the image has a little bit of tack to it. And to be honest, you guys, these are so fun to use because you don't have to use them how they're shown. You can cut bits and pieces off of these images and really make them your own. So I take the image off. They have a little bit of tack to them, the carrier sheet does, and you're just going to rub them down onto your surface with the little plastic thingy-majigger that it comes with. And you're just gonna pull that up and your image will release on there. Then you're gonna take that carrier sheet and you're gonna burnish that on to your surface. And all that's doing is just securing your transfer onto your piece. I thought I needed something else just because there was so much green, so I added this really wispy pink flower on it. I'm going to add some twine. It looked naked on top and I didn't like it. So that's why I decided to add the twine. Hot glued it, wrapped it around, tacked it off in the back. I am also going to make a finger bow. I do have a video that is in real time on how to make finger bows. So I'll leave that in the description box for y'all down below. I'm going to hot glue that on. I do this same step with the next cutting board I show you. So we are going to skip that in the next one. Now you guys, look at this. This is Fancy FarmGirl. And if you didn't know, my favorite color is green. And I was not disappointed with this green whatsoever. So again, we're painting the front and the back and the sides. This is how it dries down compared to what it looks like wet. And I was loving the color when it was dried down. It is so beautiful. I'm going to take a sanding block and I am going to sand the edges and distress that down. You could also use a baby wipe or a wet cloth. This one is going to be a little bit more simplistic. I am going with this almost like burnt orange. This isn't burnt orange, is it? Mustard yellow? I don't know. We are going to go with this mushroom, and then I'm going to do these really beautiful wispy white florals that also come in the same booklet. And then I am going to use my scraper. It was giving me some issues at first, but I got it to get down there. And I am going to peel that back and it's going to release, and I am going to burnish that as well. I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to wrap it at the top with the blah, 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 blah twine. I do clear wax this one because, like I said, I liked the lighter version of this green and not the darker. So I am waxing it and it will dry down to be a little bit lighter than what it looks like now. And this is how they turned out. I love these. They were super simple. It's a great way of flipping smaller finds to create an impact with them. I think that they're cute. You could use them in tiered trays. They are bright and airy, and that green is actually a lot lighter in person. And y'all, we are not done yet. we are not done. Now I'm taking pedal pusher. You guys, I should really work on showing you like the actual piece before I start on it, but I get so excited and I just jump right into it. So this is pedal pusher. Some of you are probably thinking it looks like water lily, but water lily is a periwinkle color and it is very, very, very bright. This is more of definitely a blue than the water lily is. So I'm going to paint the front and the back of this piece. I do 2 coats on the front. Now you can see how this dries down versus how it looks wet. I always want to show you guys this because like I said, they do look, well, obviously you could see, they look completely different, wet versus dry. Here I am, I'm just rubbing Vaseline around the rim so that my cap does not get stuck. And now I'm going to do the front. Y'all, I don't care how fancy my paintbrushes may be one day, but I will always probably use a basic chip brush on anything that has details. The bristles just go into all of those fine details so well that, I mean, why use something else, you know? Don't fix it if it ain't broken. So I'm stippling that on to the cross. And I am going to do 2 coats on the front. I did not do 2 coats on the back. I'm going to grab a baby wipe. Once again, you could also do this with a wet rag, towel, doesn't matter. And since the undertone of since the original color was like a creamy color, I thought it was a great way of distressing it back and making the image, not the image, what am I trying to say? The middle of the cross pop again. That is what I'm trying to get. But y'all know that I couldn't stop there. So let me introduce you to my little friend. This is Pennies from Heaven. Now, this is not a wax. It is a liquid patina. So it has a liquid, oh, look at that. It has a liquid consistency. It's a little thicker than like, sorry, it's a little thicker than like the clear liquid patina. And I really didn't know how this was going to apply. And let me tell you, a little tiny bit goes a very long way. I put the smallest amount on the tip of this brush and then brushed it on there. And oh my word, the pigmentation, you guys, this isn't a wax and it is not a paint. It is a clear top coat. And you can see how gorgeous this shine is. Once it dried down, it felt like a clear coat. Like that's I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. It's not waxy and oily. And it's not, what else did I say? And it's not thick like a paint. It was crazy. Now, I did need to clear the rest of the cross, so I chose to clear it with my clear wax because I did want this to lighten back up. I did not want the dark blue. And look at how gorgeous. Now, this might be a little gaudy to some, but not to me. I think it just pops. It looks beautiful against that pedal pusher blue, and you could even see some of the white distressing coming through. It is gorgeous. What do you guys think about the Pennies from Heaven? Okay, all right, just one more, you guys. We're going to go into French millinery. You guys, one day, didn't show you this this item either, but it's beautiful. Just wait. So this is French millinery. And I have to say, out of all of the colors that I tried that are new to me today, this is by far my favorite. It is like a purple with a gray undertone. It is simply beautiful. Now, I am using one of my Amazon brushes again. This is in my Amazon storefront. Link is in the description box. And no joke, this brush hardly had any brush stroke streaks. It was pretty darn flawless. And of course I have to show you what it looks like dark versus or wet versus dried down. this is the beautiful front of it. I think I paid $5.99 for this at Salvation Army, and I paid that price because it is so heavy. It feels like a paver stone. I mean, oh, that would have been a good idea to use this like in a oh man, I should have thought about that. I could have put Momo's name on it and put it up by her little grave by the willow tree. Aww. All right, anyways, I'm going to fully paint this on the front, the back, and all of the sides. Oh, you guys, look at how gorgeous that is. Like if you are a purple lover, even if you aren't a purple lover, because I'm not, that is pretty. So I had actually grabbed, I think this is the Brocante transfer pack, and I have not reached for that one in quite some time, but this image just fit so perfectly inside this plaque that I knew I needed to use it. So we went through how to put the transfer on in the cutting board one. So I'm not going to get too into detail here, but we are going to put that on the middle. Now I am taking clear wax by DIY. I buffed it on the back, and now I'm buffing it on the front, and I'm going to do all of that. Now I'm taking DIY's white wax, and if y'all are looking for a white wax, you need this in your life. It is creamy, it is buttery, it is fluffy, it is all the goodness that butter offers you, but in wax. Yes, I'm a great salesman. I am going to stipple that on all over our plaque. And I am making sure I stipple it on because I want it to get into all of the grooves of those details. I put it on the side, and I even put it over that transfer as well. I'm going to take a paper towel and I am going to buff it out. Now I am buffing back the white, and then it is going to stay in all of those beautiful details. I put that clear coat on before I put the white on so that the white didn't absorb into our paint. Now taking Golden Rule, this is a gold wax also by DIY. I am going to put the slightest, like just a little bit of gold. I was going for a French country vibe, so I wanted to add a little addition of the gold, but I'm going on so lightly with my finger. This gold is very pigmented. A little bit goes a long way, and you'll see in the reveal just the subtle hints of that gold coming out, but it's not in your face. This does have a hanger on the back, and all of these DIYs are available on my website for purchase, as well as those DIY paints. I will list all of the colors used in today's video down below, along with the waxes. This is definitely my favorite one. I am really surprised how much I liked this color. This video does not do it justice whatsoever because my lighting is horrible. But thank you all so much for being here with me today. Thank you guys so much for the buy me a coffees. I just appreciate your love and support so very much.
All right, you guys. No, not all right. This week, it is, no, don't like it already. This week, and I can't know what I'm saying. That is the end of the video. And I just wanted to come on and say thank you guys for all the love and support. I know many of you are going to say, Sammy, take time. You need to grieve. You need to do all of this stuff. And I do appreciate the kind words and again, like the support, but this is what I need right now. I need to be busy. I need to also do this to support my family. So as much as we appreciate the words, this is what I need right now. I want to be crafting. I want to do my lives. I want to do it all. And I know that my brother would have wanted me to stay creative and keep going with what we are trying to do here. So thank you guys for all the kind prayers and words. And so many of you have asked how you can help. And they do have a GoFundMe. I will link that down below. And then my sister-in-law, she does have a Venmo. Venmo is actually preferable because they don't take a percentage out of anything that is donated to them. So, that is an awesome way you can help me out. And, if that's not in the cards right now, just the amazing support and words that you guys are sharing with us is all we need. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I am excited to be back here. I'm excited to start this journey with my family of selling DIY paints, and I cannot wait to see those orders come through. So you guys, I appreciate you. I'm excited to be back, and have a great day. Bye.